About a month ago, I ended up dropping a video giving y'all the best dribble moves on NBA 2K23 for the builds between 6'1" all the way to 6'9". And as of that video, I gave y'all a requirement. Y'all wanted a dribble tutorial, I said 500 likes, y'all exceeded the goal. The goal was 500. Y'all got me 1.7k likes on that video. And since you guys reached that goal, I gotta be a man of my word and give y'all the dribble tutorial. So look, today's video, I want y'all to try to get this video to 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes and I end up dropping more dribble tutorials, teaching y'all new moves, new things, new combos. But look, if we get 1,000 likes, another dribble tutorial come in soon. But I would like to give a thanks for today's sponsor, ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN prevents ISP from seeing any of your browsing activities by rerouting 100% of your network traffic through their secure encrypted server. And this helps protect all your private information from any hacker or any miscellaneous things that you end up clicking online. And ways I end up using ExpressVPN, if I want to end up getting the league pass and I don't want to spend all that money, I can end up changing my location. As a change in my location, I'm only paying $13.70 and I'm saving a lot of money. But even if you're someone that wants to watch a movie or a TV show and you're subscribed to one of these online subscriptions to watch that, you can end up changing the location when it comes to actually paying for the site, and you can get it for way cheaper than what it is. But say that you want to watch one of your favorite cartoons and in your America you won't be able to see it, but out of the 94 other options that you can pick as a location and servers, you can end up looking at one of your favorite cartoons on the actual site that you have a subscription to. And make sure you protect everything you do on the internet with ExpressVPN. And down below I'm going to be dropping my link for you guys to get a special little gift of 3 free months from ExpressVPN. And thank you ExpressVPN for sponsoring today's video. But you guys know I play on so many different type of builds. You might see me on the small build today, and then tomorrow you might see me on a big build. It's just every time I'm not usually on the same thing. But a question I do get asked a lot is, how do I get the extra blue stamina bar on my regular stamina bar? That's just for me doing my workouts, to let y'all boys know. Me perfectly doing my workouts for a certain amount of time, and I end up getting gym rat. Also buying Gatorade. As of buying Gatorade, you only got about a super shake or the thirst quencher. As you see, I have 99 on all 3. It's because I spun the wheel and I got a limited Gatorade. I got lucky. I'm gonna be honest, I got lucky. But as you having both of those, a lot of times you're gonna have double stamina bars. That's what it's gonna end up being. If you got your workouts done and you got gym rat perfectly done, you're gonna end up having an extra bar. Plus, if you buy Gatorade or you end up getting Gatorade off the wheel, that's how you get an extra stamina bar as well. And as of dribble moves, I'm gonna give you all the 6 that I use on my 6'1" and all the 6 I use on my 6'8" and 6'9" and stuff like that. But the key things is the dribble style. A lot of people use different dribble styles. I can use Pro, Joel Embiid. Michael Jordan is literally the best dribble style in the game, hands down, because it gives you the best actual speed boost animation and the best acceleration off all dribble moves. Then the next one, you could mess with the John Morant. John Morant is cool. It just has a weird explosion when it comes to him taking off. When he take off, it's like a slight delay, but it's not that really crazy. But as the last one out of all the choices you can pick from is Gabby Williams. I'm gonna be honest. Gabby Williams will definitely be the last option if you can't get none of those other ones. But as a signature size up, the best signature sizes in the game, you can go with Ray Austin, you can go with Giannis, you can mess with Kobe. Kobe is the most used one now. It's a lot of people that use Kobe now, especially people who are on 6'9" and 6'8". But De'Aaron Fox was the most used at a point. It's very good to use on bigger builds. But as of another one is Steve Francis. Steve Francis' dribble move is broken for small guards. It's literally the best actual size up in the game when it comes to using small guards. Then you got Tracy McGrady. I love Tracy McGrady just because it's more realistic dribbling and it's very calm and simple. If you want something calm and simple, rock with the T-Mac. Or you can rock out with the D-Wade, but I do prefer the T-Mac over the D-Wade. It's very similar, but I do prefer T-Mac. But if you're on a small guard, y'all know Trae Young and Steve Francis are the top 2. No matter what, Trae Young and Steve Francis, you got to pick your poison. Most people you see, they're going to use Steve Francis, but as a Trae Young, it's also good as well. It just burns a little more stamina. But as the size up escape, you can use Curry if you want to, just to mess around with it. If you're someone that doesn't know how to really like dribble like that, you can do simple moves. Kevin Durant size up escape is one of the best size up escapes in the game. Even though how far we are into the game, it still will always be the best size up escape. Paul George one is nice as well because it has a fast little crossover. It has like a speed boost animation. Y'all know about LeBron. It does the hop back. Zach LaVine size up escape is literally broken on this game for tall builds. This size up escape is nasty. Literally, it just came out, but it's nasty. I'm telling you, if you're on a big build, try it out, mess with it. But Chris Paul, it came out a season before, 2 seasons before, and it's actually nice. And as of John Wall and Trae Young for my small guards, even for my people who got builds that can get John Wall or Trae Young, it's crazy. It's literally the same, it just got different type of speeds. That's the only thing that's different, the speed of the actual animation. But as of the moving crossover, the best moving crossovers in the game, you gotta rock out with the James Harden, you got the LeBron James, but the one I love the most, the glitchiest one, is Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook can literally pull you all the way from the 3-point line to the paint. Literally. If you know what you're doing, you can end up pulling your my player from the 3-point line all the way to the paint off that. But as of the behind the backs in the game, the best behind the backs in the game, you can pick between Damian Lillard, Zach LaVine, Allen Iverson, James Harden. Scottie Pippen just came out, but Scottie Pippen kind of I would prefer James Harden, Allen Iverson, Zach LaVine, or Damian Lillard. If you can't get in Damian Lillard, put on Zach LaVine or Allen Iverson. Those are the only two options if you're someone that cannot get Damian Lillard behind the back. That's literally the only two options I would pick after that. As the spins, I don't mess with no spins other than basics. I do spin backs. So if you're someone that does not know how to do a spin back, you will learn in today's video how to do a spin back, and you might become a pro at it. It's a very simple, easy move. It's not really hard. And for the move and hesitation, I am using Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine got like a glitchy little glide hesitation that pull you a little forward and it just gets you past the defender, but it's inconsistent at certain points. But as for the move and step back, it's only two move and step backs that I will prefer. It's normal to do the Asta slide, or you're going to end up putting Luka Doncic on. Those are the only two I'm picking between. But if you're someone that want to try something different, you could put Jimmy Butler on. Jimmy Butler is cool and all, but Luka or normal. If you're someone that want to do the Asta slide, pick normal. If you want to do the step backs and do the spin back step backs, put Luka on. I'm telling you, as a bigger build, I prefer Luka. It's way more effective and it creates a lot of space when it comes to being on a bigger build. It creates a lot of space and it can end up getting a lot of defenders confused if you know how to put it all together. And with me giving you a lot of options that you can use, you don't have to use the 6 I'm going to be using, but as of all those options you got, you can be able to do all the moves I'm showing you. It's just going to be a little different based on what 6 you put together. But look, we're in the Pro Arena. As being a Pro Arena, hey, you got a lot more space. That's the only reason I'm really in here, to be honest. But look, as of the dribble moves I use on my 6-1, these are the 6 that I use. If you need to pause the video, you can, but these are the 6 that I use on my 6-1 builds under 6'5", but all the builds that's over 6'5" all the way to 6'9", these are all the 6 I use for my big builds when it comes to ISO and dribbling, even using it in rec or even using the Pro-Am. These are the 6 I use. But for the first thing I'm going to end up showing you guys is the difference between a size up move versus a size up escape move. The first one we're going to work with is the size up move. As of the size up moves, all those moves are going to be used with the right stick without holding R2. So these are going to be the moves that you're going to chain things together. Like you're going to end up putting between the legs, you end up doing a Steve Francis and other moves like that. All that is done by using the right stick, no R2. As of doing that, that could be diagonal down, that could be to the left, that could be to the right, that could be top left, or that could be top right. It's just based on what you want to do. If you want to do between the legs, you go straight across to the opposite ball hand. But as of other moves like Trae Young, this is what the 6 will look like by just doing your right stick and not using R2. All the combos that you want to put together, stand still, that is what you're going to use to end up activating those signature size ups. But as of actual bigger builds, this is what it looks like, especially with me using T-Mac. Signature size up is very smooth and clean and it's very simple. Based on the type of player you are, you might not use this, but you might use it based on who you are. But look, I'm telling you, as of doing these moves, this is everything without the R2. So everything you try and put together between the legs, behind the back, a front crossover, flicking your right stick up, these are all the things are you gonna do without holding R2. So since now you know what a signature size up move looks like, now let's show you what a signature size up escape are going to look like. These are going to be moves that's going to be used with R2. So sometimes you might get crossovers between the legs, you might get a regular crossover, and that's the same thing you're going to be doing. All the moves that you was just doing, they're going to be slower, but they're going to be escapes. So all these escape moves that you're going to be doing are going to be held by R2. So if you're going to flick your right stick to the right, to the opposite ball hand, while holding R2, you might get this big crossover or you can get a hesitation. But if you want to do a step back, you're going to hold R2 and flick your right stick down to end up getting the step back. But as if you end up putting those things together, you can put some crazy combos just by moving both of those back and forth. Like you can score off of using those 2 moves, nothing else, and get buckets every time, because those are the main 2 things that dictate your combos and your moves that you're going to chain together. So as y'all seen, I got a wide crossover when I end up holding R2 and flicking my right stick to the opposite ball hand to get that. As of doing that, you can flick it to the top left, or you can flick it to the top right, you can flick it to the left or right, or you can end up flicking diagonally down. But as you doing that, that's going to end up giving you these wide crossovers. But also, these are attacking sides up as well when you put them together. As in holding R2 and flicking right stick to the opposite ball hand and flicking it right back, these are attacking sides ups. These will end up giving you these chains of combos, but also this is dictated by your actual size up escape and it's dictated by your crossover, your moving crossover. So whatever's moving crossover you have on, it will give you a different move inside of escape. But look, as of doing this move, it does come in handy because it could go for a crab move as well. So if you didn't get that again, I'm gonna show you one more time. So if the ball starts in the left hand and you hold R2 and flick it to the right, you're gonna get that cross. But if you hold R2 and flick it right back to the top left or the regular to the left, you will end up getting between the legs animation, or you're gonna end up getting a regular cross animation that's gonna sway you back and forth like this. But if the ball is in your right hand, you're gonna end up flicking your right stick to the left and bringing it back to the right while still holding R2. But now for this next move is a very complex move, but it's very simple when you get it. As all you guys, y'all might know how to do the curry slide. It's very easy. As I got Steve Francis on, all you're gonna do is flick your right stick, hold R2. You're gonna flick your right stick, hold R2 to the opposite ball hand, so you can practice the curry slide. If you know how to do the curry slide, this is gonna be very easy for you. A lot of people are gonna mess up on this, but this is a very easy move just by learning how to just do the curry slide by itself. So if you need to practice, hold R2, flick your right stick diagonally down to the opposite ball hand. So if the ball is in my right hand, I'm flicking diagonally down to the left. If the ball is in my left hand, I'm flicking diagonally down to the right. But we're gonna start with the ball in my right hand. As of the ball being in my right hand, I'm gonna flick my right stick diagonally down to the left, and as the ball is getting close to going behind my back, I will be flicking my left stick towards the right. So when I'm doing that, they should be literally right next to each other. Like literally, my right stick should be pointing down diagonally to the left, and my left stick should be pointing to the right. Now look, if you're gonna do this with the left hand, as of being in the left hand, you're gonna end up having the ball in your left hand, flick your right stick diagonally down to the right, while your left stick is going to the left. And to make it easier, if the ball is in the right hand, your right stick and your left stick should be right next to each other. If the ball is your left hand and you're starting out, your left stick and your right stick should be away from each other. So as you get used to it, you can just sway back and forth, And this is even on a tall build using John Wall. Now for this next move, it's very simple. As you see, I just did that nice little walk back, like that little, like, you know what I'm saying, resize up, like, you know what I'm saying, reset. As of doing this, this is very simple. This is an easy move. You don't need to use no R2. All you do is your left stick and L2. All you're gonna do is walk backwards and then tap L2. All you gotta do is walk backwards and then tap L2. You will get this nice little swaggy walk back, whatever you want to do, reset up if you want to call it. But this is all you have to do. Walk backwards, tap L2, and it will start giving you a nice little combo. This is maybe the best animation you get out of all of it, to be honest. Now, this move I use a lot when it comes to using big builds. This is the moving crossover, the standing moving crossover, the teleport one. The Russell Westbrook and the James Harden are maybe one of my favorite ones to use. Some people use James Harden, some people use Russell Westbrook, but my favorite is Russell Westbrook because it pulls you far. Like I told you earlier, this move can pull you all the way to the paint if you really, you know what I'm saying, know what you're doing. But all you gotta do is hold R2 and flick your right stick up. Hold R2, flick your right stick up, but if you end up not using R2, this is what it's gonna give you. If you just keep flicking your right stick, it's gonna give you regular crossovers. So don't do that. Don't do that. Hold R2 and flick your right stick up, and you're gonna end up getting the Russell Westbrook crossover. But if you don't hold R2, it's just gonna give you standing crossovers. So hold R2, flick your right stick up, and if you want to flick it up 2 times, it give you a nice little snatchback on its own compared to you doing a manual snatchback with this move as well. But look, I'm going to show you how to do the manual snatchback. And you don't know what I'm talking about. This is the snatchback I am talking about. The pullback, the snatchback. All I'm doing is holding R2, having my right stick up, and flicking my left stick down at an angle at the bottom left or the bottom right. If you end up going down, sometimes it won't give you the angle, but all I'm doing is holding R2, flick my right stick up, and flicking my left stick down to the bottom left and bottom right so I can get the pullback animation every single time. Now for the moving step back. Right now I have normal moving step back on, aka the Asta slide. This right here, you see all the little guards using. Out of the ones you can choose from, I told you, it's between normal or Luka Doncic. It's up to you. They are both great. It's just based on if you're someone that's going to do moving step backs around a perimeter. If you're someone that's not going to be doing moving step backs around a perimeter, you can keep the normal step back, aka the Asta slide on your build. It don't matter if it's a big build or a little build, but I'm telling you this now, I do prefer Luka Doncic on bigger builds. And if you're a guard that doesn't do hesitations or do moving step backs around the perimeter, you can keep this on. But if you're someone that does those moving step backs, like I said earlier, I do prefer Luka Doncic. So you'll be able to do these moves like this. Like when you do this little pull, like literally, you can walk to the left, flick your right stick down, and you get a nice little side step back. This move, once I seen it in 2K22 and they dropped it, I was like, oh, this move will be nasty. They just got to make it a little more faster, and that's what they did this year. All I can use no stamina, walk over, and I can end up using no adrenaline. And remember, the same way you just did the Asta slide walking up the court, this is going to be the same thing, but now you're moving lateral. Now you're going back and forth, back and forth. You can end up hitting this off a spin back too. That's what makes it very more glitchy. Before moving step back as Luka Doncic, like I told you, you did the step back. Now you can see it when I come down the court with Luka Doncic. That's what it looks like. I can do a step back off of it. I can end up doing pullbacks coming up the court and still dribble and still have my same flow. It's the same way I would have with Asta, but now I'm able to do step backs off the spin, off a dribble move, and get to certain spots. Now a move that some of you guys, it's the easiest move that you can end up pulling off, the spin back. Now for the spin back, it is very simple. It's between you're going to go clockwise or counterclockwise. That's all it is. If the ball is in your right hand, you're going to clockwise. If the ball is in your left hand, you're going to counterclockwise. That's literally what it is. It's plain and simple. If I'm going to the right, I'm going to start at 12 o'clock and I'm going to rotate it all the way to 6 o'clock from the right. But if I'm gonna end up going to the left, I'm gonna rotate to 12 o'clock all the way to 6 o'clock to the left, counterclockwise, to pull this move off. It is very simple. It should take you less than 3 minutes to learn this move right here. Literally 3 minutes. Some of these dribble moves I've been showing you, it can be easy to learn these moves in less than 2 minutes. And for you to have these moves all the way down packed, it'll be very easy. All you gotta do is get the repetitions up and get the muscle memory going, especially when you end up doing this very consistently. So it wouldn't be that hard. Just once you do this a few times, after 3 times, shoot the ball, go get the rebound, and keep doing it over and over for you can get the muscle memory for you can learn this move with no problem. But as of us doing that, as I taught you, if the ball is in your right hand, you're gonna rotate it clockwise. If the ball is in your left hand, you're gonna rotate it counterclockwise. But look, we're gonna start with the ball in our right hand. We're gonna go clockwise and flick our right stick down to get the step back. So now if we go left, we're gonna go counterclockwise, flick your right stick down to get the step back. It's literally all in motion. You go right, clockwise, step back, flick your right stick down. Left, counterclockwise, flick your right stick down while holding R2, and you end up getting the step back. That's how you end up doing the spin back, step back combination. It's a very effective move, especially once you learn how to get the spin back part down. As of the next move, it is very simple. It's the moving crossover. I showed you the standing moving crossover like the Russell Westbrook, but this is the actual moving crossover when it comes up the court. If you got Russell Westbrook, you got LeBron James, you got the James Harden, or any of those, all you gotta do is run up the court, flick your right stick up, and you will end up getting a crossover animation. If you want a double crossover, you gotta flick your right stick up 2 times to get a double crossover animation. This does come in handy. You can also flick your right stick up, do a double crossover, and flick your right stick to the left or right to get a between the legs animation while moving towards the basket. But look, for the next move I'm going to be showing you is very simple as well. I'm giving you a lot of simple moves to do, and it's the behind the back. As of this behind the back, I do have Damian Lillard behind the back on, and all I'm doing is running up the court and flicking my right stick diagonally down to the left or the right based on where the ball hand is. So if the ball is in my right hand, I'm flicking my right stick diagonally left, and if the ball is in my left hand, I'm flicking the ball diagonally right, so I can get a behind the back animation and it can go smooth just like this. As with the behind the back, I have on Damian Lillard, Zach LaVine, Allen Iverson. Those are the 3 best ones to create a lot of space and get around your defenders. So keep that in mind when it comes to behind the backs. Those 3 are literally the 3 best ones in the game when it comes to doing behind the back moves. But another behind the back move we cannot forget about is the one from 2K20. Y'all know the explosive behind the back. But for this move, if you do it the full way, you will end up losing an adrenaline bar. As of losing the adrenaline bar, we do not want that. But to do the move, all you're going to end up doing is flicking your right stick diagonally left or diagonally right based on if the ball is in your left hand or the right hand. So if it's the ball is in my left hand, I'm flicking it diagonally right, and I'm going to have my left stick pointed to the top right. As of doing that, you can end up getting explosive behind the back. But what if I tell you don't lose adrenaline if you add one more move to that and cancel it? As you're doing the explosive behind the back, now you're going to flick your right stick down and let everything go, and you're going to get a sham guide behind the back. Now you doing it this way, you do not lose adrenaline. After you do that explosive behind the back and you flick your right stick down and let everything go, you will not lose adrenaline based on if you have a certain signature size of escape on. Because it's times when I'm using John Wall and I lose it, but also mostly on my bigger builds, that's the only time I really lose an adrenaline bar doing the move. Anytime I'm on my small builds, I usually don't lose an adrenaline bar. But look, if this video helped y'all boys and y'all learned something new today and it's going to help you become a better dribbler, hey man, make sure y'all drop a like on this video, subscribe, turn notifications if you haven't yet. Hey man, it been your man ChaMoma. I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next dribble tutorial or the next video, and I'm out, y'all.